She needs an enforcer. She needs a brute that will wreck people if they wreck her.
Caitlin Clark's rookie season looked more like a wrestling match than basketball. She was slammed, shoved, and swiped by defenders treating the court like WWE tryouts. But that chapter is officially closed. The Indiana Fever have leveled up from a rebuilding team to a fierce squad ready to protect their star. Now, if you come for Caitlin, you'd better come prepared with ice packs. The cheap shots are over. The enforcers have arrived.
I feel like I'm getting hammered.
Say hello to the Indiana Fever's new recruits, Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, Brianna Turner, and Dana Borner. These four aren't just experienced veterans. They are tough, physical, and fearless, ready to throw their weight around if anyone even thinks about getting rough with Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Chendi Carter, AJA Wilson, Deidre Carrington. Yeah, you might want to think twice before throwing those hard fouls. Because now, it's not just Caitlin you're dealing with. You're going to have to get through the enforcer squad.
Like, she needs an enforcer. And if it ain't going to be me, Michelle Rappaport, like, where is Charlize Oakley? Doesn't her team have, like, a Zavaria McDaniels or a Rakisha Mahorn? She needs, like, a goon on her team, because when your star player that's bringing so much money, so much attention to the league, and it's a collective. It's a bunch of them. It's been brewing.
This wasn't just about adding talent. It was a statement. The Indiana Fever aren't here just to compete. They're aiming for dominance. And they are doing it while making sure their franchise player, Caitlin Clark, doesn't have to hit the floor every time she crosses half court. Her haters? Consider this your official notice. The game has changed.
But sometimes you need one of those players on your team. You need one of those enforcers. Every good player, by the way. Every good player, every good team that is a super duper star. Most of the time have enforcer type players.
Caitlin Clark received elbows to the ribs, arms across the neck and hips that somehow accidentally sent her flying, and the level of physicality she endured game after game was bordering on targeted harassment. It didn't take long before the numbers confirmed what we already suspected. 17% of all flagrant fouls committed in the league were committed against Caitlin Clark. That's not just a stat line. It's a flashing neon sign saying we're coming for you.
A hot topic going on right now. Caitlin Clark says she got cheap shotted against the sky. I mean, throughout the season, she's been getting beat up. Hard screens, elbows, knocked down.
All I see is that they have worked so hard to earn women's basketball respect and then treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room antics on the court.
That's all I see. They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court.
Now, let's talk villains. The Chicago Sky committed a full heel turn, committing 80% of Clark's flagrant fouls. Please, that's not defense. That's a mission to intimidate, rattle, and break her. Clark was led by Angel Reese, who naturally proudly turned hard fouls into highlight reels. Reese laid Clark out on a drive that left fans gasping, and Clark got up, adjusted her ponytail, and calmly drained a three.
And Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
And DJ Jane Carrington, let's just say she's never met a hard foul. She didn't like the list of players trying to knock Clark off her game as long. But that list is about to meet its match, remember, when she denied even poking Clark in the eye.
When you went and swatted at Caitlin, did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am.
The Fever weren't going to let their generational superstar carry that burden again. So they built a wall with Natasha Sophie, Brianna, and Dana on it.
It's going to be Caitlin Clark flash show. So it's going to be phenomenal playing with a point guard, like you said, that have a good vision on the court. Because that's like, as soon as she gets the ball in her hand, she's throwing it up because she already sees the person down the court before she even gets the ball in her hand. So that's one thing I love about her vision on the court. I really can't wait to catch all those passes and give her all the assists that she needs.
Let's start with Natasha Howard, the head of defense under the new Indiana regime. She is not only experienced, she is also a 3-time WNBA champion and a former Defensive Player of the Year. She has played with legends, guarded MVPs, and never backs down. Natasha is the kind of player who makes opponents think twice before trying anything shady. From the moment she steps on the floor next to Clark, there's a whole new atmosphere. Carrington's Extra.
The signing of Natasha Howard represents a massive step forward for the Indiana Fever and their quest for a championship. In Howard, the Fever gain a 3-time WNBA champion, a Defensive Player of the Year, an All-Star, and a veteran with more than 300 games played.
Howard doesn't do subtle. She sends messages with blocks, boards, and the kind of mean mug that makes even the boldest forwards take a step back. She's here to anchor the defense and deliver a simple warning to anyone with dainty fouls on their mind. Try it, we dare you.
But all of that, and we haven't yet touched upon what Howard does best: defend. Howard was named Defensive Player of the Year in 2019 and has finished in the top 10 of the Defensive Player of the Year voting 3 times in her career. Howard has averaged at least 1 block and 1 steal per game in each of her last 7 seasons. And that versatility is really what makes her a weapon on defense.
This offseason, the Indiana Fever went out and got serious muscle. Clark now has a certified enforcer next to her, a champion, a defensive powerhouse, and someone who demands respect the moment she checks in. Last season, Caitlin Clark took it after hit literally. Defenders targeted her with reckless abandon, thinking they could push her around without facing any real consequences. But now that fantasy is officially dead, the Indiana Fever went out and got serious muscle.
Last season, with a minimum of 25 games played, Natasha Howard was one of just 13 players to average 18 points per game. She was one of 16 players to average 7 rebounds per game. And the list of players to average both 18 and 7 last year: shorts and elite. Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, Brittany Griner, and yes, Natasha Howard.
But Natasha Howard isn't just here to throw elbows, she's also an elite two-way player. She's coming off a season where she averaged 17, 6.6, 7 rebounds, and almost 3 assists per game. That's serious production. She's also a legit threat from deep, giving the Fever another floor spacer who can help open the lane for Clark's wizardry and Boston's post dominance. Howard's impact goes beyond the box score. She's a 3-time WNBA champion and a former Defensive Player of the Year. She knows what it takes to win at the highest level, and she's bringing that mindset to a young Indiana team that's hungry for a title with over 50 playoff games. Under her belt, she's exactly the kind of steadying presence this team needs.
Start off with trust. We gotta make sure we trust each other. When we trust each other, we go a long way. And that's one thing that, when everybody comes back from playing whatever they doing and stuff, and before training camp starts, that's when we need to start coming together, getting to know each other off the court instead of on the court. Because you know your teammate off the court, it'd be easy when you on the court. So that's one thing we need to dig in more deeply is trusting each other.
In her own words, she says, "I'm excited to return to Indiana and bring my experience and toughness to the team. I want to help Caitlin and the Fever compete at the highest level. This is leadership with a purpose, and it's exactly what Indiana was lacking. The message is clear. If you're coming for Caitlin Clark, you better be ready for Natasha Howard." She's not just excited to be here. She's locked in,